another player who could be on his way out, but where?
Hang on, if Hojlund's watching, just look at what Antonio Conte's done to Scott McTominay. So, all right, anyway. Right, on Jadon Sancho. Look, he's confident, we understand, of securing a move away from Manchester United before the window closes. Now, Roma are now looking at alternatives to Sancho because Roma had this bid worth £20 million and held talks with the player. But Sancho wanted to explore other options. Bit of a surprise, in my opinion. But Besiktas showed an interest, but they're not in active discussions, we understand. We know Borussia Dortmund and a number of clubs have been kept updated on the situation. So big clubs still want him, that's for sure. So it looks to be that they will, by the end of the deadline, get that solution. Yeah, I know Manchester United fans are probably getting bored about all the players that potentially could leave the club. I still think they want to spot a market opportunity if it's possible to bring in more players. We've talked about the goalkeeper, but they're still exploring the market for a midfielder in this transfer window. Stuttgart's Angelo Stiller is a player they like and that they have looked at in this window. However, it's gone no further than initial interest at this stage. No club-to-club contract. He's a German international, still got 3 years left on his contract. You'll remember that earlier on in the window, Carlos Baleba was a big target for Manchester United, but Brighton made it clear not for sale. But as I mentioned before, as much as the focus is on departures at Old Trafford, they do want to be in a position that if a market opportunity was to present itself, they are in a position to be able to act on that market opportunity.
Ruben Amorim has already named complete midfielder Man United must sign. Ruben Amorim has already named the player he regards as a complete midfielder as Manchester United seek reinforcements in the middle of the park. United have spent close to £200 million rebuilding their attack with the signings of Mateus Cunha, Brian Mbeumo and Benjamin Sesko this summer. The club are still working on deals to offload Jadon Sancho, Antony and Alejandro Garnacho to help fund a move for a midfielder before the summer transfer window closes on the 1st of September. United explored a move to sign Carlos Baleba from Brighton, identifying the 21-year-old star as their top target. But the Seagulls' huge asking price, in the excess of £100 million, has forced them to shelve those plans until next year. United are still light on options in midfield with Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro starting in the opening game of the season against Arsenal on Sunday. The Portugal international is not a natural central midfielder, with his best work coming further up the pitch with questions over whether Casemiro can withstand the pace of another season in the Premier League. Manuel Ugarte and Kobbie Mainoo are the club's only other recognised options. While a move for Baleba now looks increasingly unlikely, United are exploring other midfield options. The Premier League side have been credited with interest in Sevilla's Lucien Agum, linked with Arsenal earlier in the window. Reports also suggest Sporting CP captain Morten Hojlund is an option being considered, one Amorim thinks very highly of. The Denmark international captain Sporting to another title last season, having been signed by the club during Amorim's reign in charge. Hojlund joined Sporting from Italian side Lex in the summer of 2023, replacing Manuel Ugarte following his £51 million move to Paris Saint-Germain. Ugarte had 2 impressive seasons in the Portuguese capital, effectively taking João Palhinha's place in the side before replacing him permanently when the Portugal international was sold to Fulham in the summer of 2022. Following Hojlund's arrival, Sporting went on to win the Portuguese title that season with the Dane playing a key role in midfield. It was Sporting's first title in 19 years, and while Amorim loved the industry of Palhinha and Ugarte, he explained at the time he was keen to move away from that type of midfielder, describing Hojlund as a more complete player. The big difference is that we have improved in our organised attack. We had the principles of the first year, when defensively we were very good, but we didn't spend much time in organised attack, Amorim said. We spent a lot of time creating offensive nuances, and then we discovered what kind of players we need. He continued, "We are always growing, and I think we have to be clearer in defending, and we have to change some characteristics that will help us in the future. It's a normal evolution, and then there's also the merit of scouting. I love Palhinha and Ugarte, but I would say that Hojlund is the most complete player in his position. I'm certainly no longer their favourite coach, but it's a matter of everyone at the academy understanding our playing philosophy."